Hi, my name is Anish Shah, and I'm a stand-up comic. To be clear, I'm not famous. I'm not really anyone you should listen to in any way, shape, or form. But I think I came up with one smart idea, and that was taking 2012 to focus my comedic efforts on raising money for a charity I care deeply about, called Save a Mother. What does Save a Mother do? Well, to put it simply, in India, a woman dies of preventable causes during pregnancy or childbirth every 10 minutes. Save a Mother works to end that. 3 things to know about them. 1. It costs them just $100 to implement their healthcare solutions in an entire village of 2,000 people. 2. When they implement those $100 solutions, maternal mortality in those villages falls an amazing 91%. And 3, they've implemented their solutions in 1,000+ villages. My goal is to get them to at least another 1,000 villages solely through comedy. So, let's do the math. $100 per village times 1,000 villages, that means we have to raise at least $100,000. And an average of 2,000 people per village, we have the opportunity to affect 2 million lives with just a little laughter. Here's how we're going to do it. First, over the last 6 months, we've put on what we call the No Laughing Matter comedy tour in 3 cities: Chicago, LA, and New York. Through those 3 shows alone, we raised $18,000. Second, I've given Save a Mother a full comedy special for them to release online. In case you're unaware, right now you're watching it. We've kept it completely open for anyone to watch, and we hope you enjoy it. Alright, editors, can we cut to me trying to look cool standing outside the Laugh Factory?
Are you guys ready for your headliner tonight? Please, ladies and gentlemen, make a lot of noise for my good friend, Anish Shah, everybody!
Thank you. How are you guys? Having fun? Yeah? Cool. This is amazing. 300 people came out tonight. 300 people. We raised like thousands of dollars for Save a Mother tonight. It's amazing. Give it up for yourself. It's especially shocking because tickets were like $25, $30, and I know a lot of you are good Jews. So it's really nice to be back in Chicago. I live out in New York now, and so it's been great to be back here. I love Chicago. It's the best city in the world, easily, bar none, right? Yeah, all right, good. 2 people like Chicago as well. Good. So no, I'm really glad to be back here. I love coming back because one of my favorite parts of coming back is I get to spend time with my family. And my family is just an endless source of funny material. Just constant, right? Like, so I'll give you an example. Earlier this weekend, we were hanging out at my house, right? And my dad, I don't know if your dads are like this, my dad is very concerned about making sure that everything is secure. The home is secure. There's like nothing being ever stolen from anyone in his life, right? So we're sitting in the living room, and my dad comes like frantically into the living room. He's like, Anish, is this your wallet? I was like, yeah, that's my wallet. He's like, where do you want me to put it? I was like, where you found it? Just odd behavior. So we left today. We left from my sister's place. We were all there, and like I said, he's very concerned about security in the house, and so is my mom. And so before we left, they like checked all the lights, they checked the locks and everything. And then I watched my parents have a 15-minute debate about which light to leave on for the burglars to see. And just to be clear, my sister lives on the 30th floor of a high-rise. Okay. On the way here today, we were coming here, and I was like practicing for the show, and there's kind of this quiet tension in the car, right? There's just a few moments of silence. And so my dad broke the silence, and I thought he was going to say something profound, give me some advice about tonight's show. So he says to me, Anish, when I came to this country as a young man, I didn't know why the bathroom stalls had railings on them. But now that I'm an old man, I realize it makes it really easy to get off the toilet. Is that relevant at all? So tonight, I will say that I have, as a comedian, I have the same sort of secret wish that all comedians do, which is all comedians really secretly wish they were rock stars, right? Because comedians, like if I do something funny, you guys laugh at me, right? But if a rock star does something good, you guys throw underwear on stage, which is like way better, right? So that's my goal for tonight, because it's such a big night for me. We're taping the special. My goal for tonight is to have someone throw their underwear on stage. I'm gonna like pick the person that I want to do it, and I'm gonna focus on that person for the rest of their night. So let's see, who should I pick? You, sir, what's your name? Arpit. Arpit, are you wearing underwear today, Arpit? That's good. All right, so if any point during the show you feel like throwing your underwear up on stage, like you're just laughing so hard, you're like, screw it, I gotta take my underwear off, do it. All right, feel free. I'm gonna check back in with you throughout the show to see how you're feeling, okay? So obviously, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Give it up for the moms. My mom is here. She's sitting right over here, the lovely lady in pink, in the Punjabi. That's for her. Thank you for coming out, Mom. You gotta love Indian moms, right? And you also, if you're smart, you gotta be kind of scared of them, right? Like my mom, look at her. She seems like this sweet, innocent, 5'3", wouldn't harm a fly woman. Let me tell you something. She will cut you, bro. Right? Like my mom would say scary things to me growing up. Scary, scary things. Like I'd be misbehaving in a store and she would yell at me, but she'd do it in our language so that none of the white people could understand what she was saying. Right? So I'd be misbehaving and she would say to me in our language, "Sambar karega." "Bhaiya ramagru pachu nahi mukyo ne? To ghare jine tara hadka bhangi karo." For those of you that don't know Gujarati, let me translate for you. It sounds so sweet, almost poetic, right? Let me translate. Listen, donkey. If you don't put this toy back right now, I'm gonna take you home and grind up your body parts. Grind up your body parts. I'm sorry, but the crime totally doesn't fit the punishment. And she would use this for everything. She'd be like, do your homework or I'll grind up your body parts. Clean your room or I'll grind up your body parts. Stop playing doctor with the neighbor or I'll grind up your body parts. If you ever tell your guidance counselor that I threaten to grind up your body parts, I will totally grind up your body parts. And it's the perfect crime. The police would never find my body. I'm brown. It would look like a jar of coffee grounds. White people would come over and they'd be like, this coffee tastes weird. And my mom would be like, Indian coffee. Telling you, man, no woman should be this gifted naturally at slapping their kids. Like my mom, she had to be like training on the side because she had like combinations worked out. She'd be like, up, upside, up, upside, up, upside, side, 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 head. I was terrified to even sleep by my mom because my mom was constantly mad at me and she talked in her sleep, so she would be saying mean things to me in her sleep. Like we'd be laying there, she's asleep, I'm wide awake because I'm terrified, and she'd say things, I'll do it first in Gujarati like she would, and then I'll translate to English. She'd be sleeping and she'd be like, "Ganda na kaam basta hai, to tara number pehla aave." If they were making a village for idiots, you would be the #1 draft pick. Sala to mari ne sido kari nakhis. I'm gonna beat you until you're straight. She meant straightforward, but that's really confusing for an 8-year-old boy, alright? She was also very good, she's always been very good at expressing her hopes and desires for my life, right? Like I used to work for McKinsey, and I got promoted. And I was really excited, so I came home and I told my mom, I was like, "Mom, I'm really excited, I'm gonna be an engagement manager, it's gonna be amazing, I get to run my own teams, I'm really excited about it, about this promotion." And she looks at me and she goes, "Did they promote you to doctor?" The only person that I know that really effectively deals with my mom and like can kind of hang with her line for line is my sister's fiance, Eric. Eric's right over here. Give it up for Eric. Eric is white, as you can see. We love him anyways. I mean, we make him drink from a separate water fountain. But that's, give him a little historical perspective, you know. I think my mom, because he's not Indian, sometimes she gets a little bit nervous, and she wants to make sure that he likes the family, and you know, is always entertained. And we were at dinner one night, and there's like this awkward silence, right? And I'm looking at my mom, and you can see her mind like churning, like, I should say something, I should say something, I should say something, I should say something, I should say something. And then she said the most amazing thing ever. She said, "So Eric, do you guys get like invitations in the mail for the Ku Klux Klan?" So then Eric said, "Well, you gotta be pre-approved."
India is a country that lives in several centuries simultaneously. We have people living back to back from the 18th to the 21st century. And so it is with the position of women. So on the one hand, you have a woman president, and on the other hand, it is also true that maternal mortality rates in India are possibly the highest in the world after Africa.
My name is Shiban Ganju. I'm the founder of Save a Mother and chief volunteer of the organization. About 70,000 women die of childbirth in India, and all these are preventable. We faced this problem for the first time in August 2007 when we visited this area to start a healthcare program. Among many choices we had, it was quite obvious that we had to tackle maternal mortality first. We started the program in March 2008. We produced one health activist per village who we trained repeatedly in multiple training sessions, who then have once a week meeting with the villagers, and once a month they meet at the cluster of villages together. Our trainers go frequently, train them, retrain them, give refresher trainings, so it's a continual process. Maternal mortality has decreased by 90%, and we've done it at a minimal cost.
I know the people who are involved with Save a Mother, and it really, really makes me feel very happy that there are people like this who are doing work.
So I mentioned my sister is here, Serena. I like to call her, she's 8 years younger than me, I like to call her Golden Child because she's clearly my parents' favorite. But not because she actually deserves to be, because she is highly manipulative in the way that she interacts with them. All right, so like, I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, she's 8 years younger, right? So there's quite a bit of age difference. And I came home from school one day with my report card, and it was a terrible report card, meaning that I got 5 A's and a B. So my mom was yelling at me, and I was sitting in the living room, and I was all depressed. And she was like 5 years old, and she comes up to me and she says, "Anish Bhai, I don't want you to be sad anymore. I brought you a candy." So sweet, right? That's sweet. Until 5 minutes later, I hear my mom, "Serena, why are you eating candy?" "Because Anish Bhai ate some." True story. No, I'll give you another example. She does it to this day, right? So she went out and she bought my mom a Mother's Day card, okay? I'm gonna compare the Mother's Day card that she bought for my mom to the Mother's Day card that she bought for me for my mom. What? Yeah, okay, fine, she bought my Mother's Day card, but I didn't ask her to do that. She just did that on her own. I'm happy to celebrate Mother's Day the way I always do, with a text message tomorrow that says, "Sorry, I forgot about Mother's Day." Right? So this is her card. It says, "You deserve this day." And then inside it says, "You're the kind of woman who puts others' needs ahead of her own, and you often go the extra mile without even being asked. You're kind and thoughtful and incredibly special, and today I hope you know it. Happy Mother's Day." Wonderful, so sweet. Here is the Mother's Day card that you got from me. "Mother, sometimes I'd like to roll back the clock and return to my growing up years so I could make up for stuff." I know that you gave me all that you could, and I'm well aware of all the work and worry that it took to raise me. I was delightful, people, all right? This is ridiculous. Even the Mother's Day card that she got from Eric is nicer than mine. It says, a mom thinks about you when she's shopping, a mom watches major storm system moving within 500 miles of you and worries, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. Eric's card should just say, sorry, I'm not Indian. Okay? Maybe he could add in, and thank you for being an Indian mother-in-law, because if you're a white guy marrying into an Indian family, you have it awesome, because Indian mother-in-laws don't make you do anything. Like, we had dinner the other day, and after dinner my mom was like, Anish, do the dishes, Serena, take out the garbage, Eric, what do you want for dessert? And she actually said, Eric Kumar, what do you want for dessert? Because Kumar shows respect, right? It's ridiculous. He's like 26 years old or something like that. I don't know. How old are you? I have no idea how old he is. Whatever. So my mom is very verbose. She was, always the talkative one of the family. My dad is a little bit more, quiet, concise. But he uses these really weird sort of phrases and analogies that, really are kind of odd. So I'll give you an example. He was talking to us about eating healthy. And he said, Anish, our family has a strong history of diabetes. Let me tell you something about diabetes. Give it an inch and it will take a foot. Really? He was teasing my sister the other day about the fact that she's not marrying an Indian guy, and so he said to her, Serena, I like milk. I like chocolate. But chocolate milk, I don't think so. He also, this is true, he actually, he listens to hip-hop. Not because he actually enjoys hip-hop, but because he knows that me and my sister like it, and he likes to use the lyrics to screw with us. Okay? So like, I was dating this girl a while back, and I was pretty excited about it, and so I was telling my dad, I was like, Dad, I met this girl, she's amazing, she's a doctor, she's smart, she's beautiful, I really like this girl. And he says, yes. Tell me one thing. Was she wearing them apple-bottom jeans? What about the boots with the fur? Most importantly, Anish, was the whole club looking at her? I was like, Dad, come on, be serious. He's like, okay, one last question. When you saw her, was she low or low? So, my sister and her boyfriend, her fiance, they do look like a beautiful couple, right? Like, so happy, so in love, right? It's really a nice thing to see. I will say, though, it is about love right now, but I can tell you on that first date, it wasn't about love. Not for Serena, right? Like, they were on that date, and I guarantee you, Eric was sitting there and he's telling Serena all the things that are important about his life, right? What he does for a living, what his ambitions are, about his family, all these things that he really felt was important for her to know. And she was nodding along, but in her head, like every Indian girl, she was sitting there like, our mixed babies are gonna be so cute! I guarantee you, Eric, 5 minutes into the date, that's what she was thinking. And she thought about it for the rest of the date. Then she went home after the date and talked about it with her friends. I guarantee they were like, oh my God, they're gonna be so cute. I know they're gonna be so cute. What if he has blue eyes? Does he have blue eyes? I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. So they're actually getting married in August, and we have this kind of a unique tradition in our family where when a bride is getting married, the married women in the family on the wedding day will whisper advice into the ear of the girl who's getting married. And it's a little bit unfair because only the girl gets advice and the guy doesn't. And so I thought I would use this opportunity to bring Eric on stage and whisper some advice into his ear. If she offers you candy, don't take it. Do you remember all those fun friends you had? They're going to be replaced by couple friends. And couple friends suck. They make you do boring couple things like look at their stupid baby. Do you remember doing fun things on the weekends? Someday she's going to read an article about apple picking. She's going to say, Eric, we should go apple picking in Wisconsin 3 hours away. And you'll say, Serena, honey, why would we go apple picking 3 hours away when we can just buy some apples? I don't want to go apple picking. You will go apple picking. Someday, you're going to be having a fight with her, and she'll say, Eric, do whatever you want. Don't do whatever you want. She'll say, Eric, I trust you. You're an adult. You can make your own decisions. She doesn't trust you. You're not an adult, and you can't make your own decisions. She's going to say, no, really, Eric, just do whatever you want. Don't do whatever you want. Think about what you want to do and do the opposite of that. Thank you for letting me speak awkwardly into your ear. By the way, maybe a Q-tip would be helpful. Eric Peterson, everybody.
In India, like any developing countries, pregnancies does not really mean happiness. It can also mean death. Every 10 minutes, a woman dies of childbirth in India, and 90% of these deaths are preventable. Save a Mother works in Uttar Pradesh villages to reduce maternal mortality. This they do by training village volunteers who in turn spread awareness amongst village communities. This empowers the villagers and persuades them to modify their health behavior. In less than 3 years, they have reduced maternal mortality by 91%, and the cost is 5,000 rupees per village per year. They have also built a capacity to expand to one new village every day, and they have launched the same program now in Karnataka as well. Save a Mother is a very efficient and effective organization. I ask you to support this organization and help eliminate maternal death. I believe that one preventable death is one too many. So please help us.
I have no idea how to be a single guy on Facebook. Like, for example, if I meet a girl in a bar, do I add her, do I not add her? Is it creepy to poke a girl like 17 times at 4 o'clock in the morning, like poke, 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 and then just write on her wall, climax. Feels wrong. But I gotta say, it is tough dating because girls, you are really mean. This guy agrees. No, like honestly, you really mean, like I'll give you an example. I was dating this girl, Monica, right? And we're sitting in her apartment and we're looking through her Facebook pictures. And she has pictures of her ex-boyfriends up there. And these guys are ripped. Like 6-packs, huge biceps. And I was like, Monica, your ex-boyfriends are really muscular. And she said, yeah, but when I was dating them, they gave me body image issues. This is much better. But I gotta tell you, the worst girls to talk to, the absolute worst girls to talk to are drunk white girls at bars. We have one in attendance, wonderful. Because drunk white girls at bars will say mildly racist stuff to me without even realizing that they're doing it, right? And it probably happens to all of us. Like, I'll give you an example. Anytime a drunk white girl at a bar finds out that I'm Indian, she always has the exact same response. I could say anything about being Indian. I could say, you know, as an Indian person, I've seen lots of poverty and starving children. And she'll say, I love Indian food, it's so spicy. Like, I don't do that when I meet new types of people, right? If I get introduced to an Italian guy, I'm not like, yay, pasta, right? Or if I get introduced to a black guy, I'm not like, prison food is awesome, right? I can make that joke. I recently bought a Boost prepaid cell phone, all right? If I get introduced to a gay guy, I'm not like, you know, Tom, I'm kind of an ass man myself, right? That's not appropriate. If I get introduced to a giant pedophile, I don't try to relate to him on pedophilia. I just say, it's nice to meet you, Archbishop, and move the hell on. Right? If I get introduced to a giant douchebag with no teeth, I'm not like, I'm a Packer fan too, right? But it is a little bit of a compliment, and I always feel the need to reciprocate the compliment, so I never know how to do it. So I was like, oh yeah, I like American stuff too. Like, obesity. So it's not actually true what they're saying about Indian food, right? They do like what they think is Indian food, but what they think is Indian food is Punjabi food, and Punjabi food is amazing. Where are the Punjabis out there? Where are the Gujaratis out there? Okay. I love all of you. I'm a fellow Guju. I think we can all agree that Gujarati food, what I grew up on, is, in a word, gross. All right, like, you can't even compare it to Punjabi food. Leave Punjabi food for a second. You can't even compare it to South Indian food, and I'm pretty sure South Indian food is just a pile of rice and 18 ways to make a dosa. Okay? Punjabi food is like, let's take these mixed vegetables and paneer and all these spices and mix it in this sauce and simmer it for hours and hours and hours and hours and add just a hint of saffron, and we'll give it this exotic name like Navratan Korma. Gujarati food is like, let's take this pile of cabbage, add some sugar for no good reason, and we'll call it cabbage. It's ridiculously easy to make. Even Gujarati food that tastes good is ridiculously easy to make. Like, Rus is a Gujarati food. Rus is amazing. It's like this pureed mango concoction. I can give you the recipe for Rus right now. Buy a can of Rus. I will give you empirical evidence that Punjabi food is way better than Gujarati food. The fact is, there's like millions of Punjabi restaurants, and there's like 3 Gujarati restaurants, okay? Because nobody wants to go to a Gujarati restaurant. Instead of opening a thali restaurant, which is a Gujarati restaurant, like it's just a big silver plate, and they put giant piles of cabbage and okra on it, right? Instead of opening a thali restaurant, you should just be more honest with your customers and open a restaurant and call it, because, you know, honey, do you want to go to India House tonight? Or, I think let's go to India House. Really, I'm hearing amazing things about, no, I don't think you are, actually. It's just, you know. There's one group of people that are not, they're a subset of Gujaratis called Jain people. Any Jains in the audience? Jain people were like, the 2 good things about Gujarati food are garlic and onions, so screw that shit, right? I moved out to New York, and so now, you know, talking about dating, I've been dating New York girls, and New York girls, they're great, but they're very, very proud to be from New York, right? Like, annoyingly proud. And so I was like at lunch with this girl on a date, and she said to me, we're talking about, you know, dating in Chicago, and she said, you know, I think Chicago girls could be pretty if they didn't dress so tacky. Don't worry, I backed you guys up. Because I said, really, that's interesting, because I feel like New York girls could be pretty if they weren't soulless. I should be happy about that. So then the date ended. The other thing that happens a lot when I meet girls is when they find out I'm a comedian, they always have the same question for me. Every single girl. It's always the same. Do you know Russell Peters? Do you like Russell Peters? Are you trying to be the next Russell Peters? Do you want to be Russell Peters? Have you met Russell Peters? I really like Russell Peters. He's really, really funny. I love Russell Peters. Let me tell you something. I love Russell Peters. He's amazing. He's the godfather of Indian comedy. But our comedy is nothing alike. We're totally different. So if one more girl asks me if I want to be the next Russell Peters, I'm telling you, somebody's going to get hurt real bad. So I've been hanging out with this really annoying girl recently. She's annoying because to her credit, she's way smarter than me. What I'm saying is that I've been hanging out with my 5-year-old niece quite a bit recently. And she's super smart. Her name is Nishka. She's super smart. But the thing is, like, she's really cute, but she's too smart. Like, she's like the cutest nerd you've ever seen, right? Like, I'll give you an example. We'll be sitting there. We were sitting there just a couple days ago, and I was watching the Jersey Shore with her, like I do, right? And so she says to me, Anish Kaka, do you want to hear a magic trick? And I was like, okay, this could be fun. Sure, let's do a magic trick. And so she says, we can all do this together. She says, think of a number, add 5, add 2, subtract the original number. Do you have 7? Magic. And I was like, Nishka, that's not magic, that's math. That's like the opposite of magic. You just interrupted my TV watching to make me do math for no good reason. Why would you do that? And it's not even a complicated trick. Like, all you did was tell me to add a number to 7 and then subtract the same number, and then ask me if I was thinking of 7. You could have just said, hey, think of 7 for a little while. So I try to make her do fun things, right? She wanted to play pretend picnic, where we go on a picnic with her dolls. And I was like, all right, let's do that. That could be fun. Turns out her dolls are just Hindu god statues. So we went on a picnic with me, her, Ram, and Krishna. And so I was playing the part of Ram, she was playing Krishna. So I was trying to make it fun, so I was like, hey, Krishna, are you feeling depressed? And she's like, no, I'm not feeling depressed. Why? Because he looks so blue. She's like, that's not funny. We're busy right now. We're reading the Bhagavad Gita. And she has this little kiddie version of the Bhagavad Gita, and that's what she was doing on this picnic. And she did it for like half an hour. I was like, Nishka, can I just go downstairs and watch TV? We're not even talking, you're just reading. And she's like, no. And I was like, why? And she's like, if you take the car from the pretend picnic, how are the rest of us going to get home?
We need your help. We need your help in giving us great ideas. How do we improve our own action, volunteer services, and of course we need donation. We run a very frugal organization. We spend about $100 per village per year to reduce the maternal deaths, which comes to a few pennies per capita per year. The organizations, comparative organizations that work in similar fields, their cost is 30 times more than our cost, with less impact than what we have.
Every year women die in India while giving birth to a child. It's ironical. While they give birth to a new life, their own life finishes. Save a Mother is an organization started by my good friend Shivan Ganju and some like-minded people in US. Help them. You're helping a mother.
Save a Mother is an organization that I have the greatest respect for, and I'm very, very happy to know of the work that you are doing. This is something that we need. So come out, give your support, recognize that what Save a Mother is doing needs all your support. Thank you very much.
I think it's just that I'm not that good with kids. I was babysitting for my friends on their anniversary a couple weeks ago. They have a son, a 3-year-old son named Rohan. One of my friends was like, "Hey, dude, if you're gonna babysit that kid, you should take him out because it's much easier to hit on girls when you have a kid with you," which is totally not true. Like, I completely failed at doing that. So I took the advice. I took him out, and this beautiful. We're going for a walk, and this beautiful girl comes up to us. And she's like, "Oh my God, he's so precious. How old are you, little boy?" And he's like, 3. And she's like, "Wow, you're such a big boy." And I was like, "Really? You're impressed by that?" He doesn't even know how to do simple things that kids should know how to do. Like, people are telling him stories all the time. That's all that happens in his life, is people tell him stories. And he can't tell a decent story. He can't do it. Like, I asked him, watch this, Rohan, tell me a story. There was a mommy and a daddy and a brother and a sister, and they all went on a plane. That's a dumb story, Rohan. There's no plot, there's no conflict resolution, there's no character development. Come on, man, tell me a different story. Tell me a different story. There was a mommy and a daddy and a brother and a sister and a dog, and they all went on a plane. That's the same damn story, Rohan. You can't change one element and call it a different story. This isn't The Hangover Part 2. You know, I remember being a kid, right? And it was different, right? When we were growing up, like, things are so structured now, right? When we were growing up, who here grew up in the 80s? Yeah? The 80s were amazing because the 80s were a time when ridiculousness, unstructuredness was just acceptable. It was okay. Like, I'll give you an example. Anyone that grew up in the 80s had this exact, incredibly dumb conversation. You're sitting in your living room with your friend and you're playing a game of Super Mario Bros. Right? And all of a sudden the game freezes and you try restarting the machine, turning it off, turning it back on, unplugging the machine, plugging it back in. You try everything you can possibly think of. At which point your idiot friend says to you, "Did you try blowing on it?" No, because I'm not a moron. Like, why would that work with technology? Can you imagine it? But it did, it worked. That was the amazing thing, it worked. Can you imagine if technology worked that way today? Like, your iPhone stopped working, you called up AT&T and they were like, "Oh, sir, did you try blowing on it?" Ridiculous. The other thing, by the way, I should check in, Arpit, how is the underwear feeling? Slipping down a little bit? No? All right, well, I'll keep trying. So the other thing that I loved about being a kid was comic books. My favorite comic book was Batman. Great comic book. And so I was really excited a couple of years ago when the movie The Dark Knight came out. So that was a fantastic film, right? You guys like The Dark Knight? Yeah. What was my favorite part about Dark Knight, though, was how complex the Joker's schemes are. Like, you think about some of these things he was trying to pull off, like the boat scene in the end, right? Where there's 2 boats and one of them has to blow up or both of them will. That takes a lot of work to set that up, right? Like, there had to be like work plans, some sort of budgeting tool, like, I don't know, Quicken for supervillains or something, right? Like, and there's probably a really stressed out Indian project manager, right? Who's just losing his mind working for the Joker. So I like to think about that guy in the Joker's office the day before the big hospital blow-up job. Right? And the Joker says his catchphrase, he's like, "Why so serious?" Why so serious? Why? Are you serious right now, man? Are you kidding me? Because I got 100 things to do between today and tomorrow's hospital job, and you just wasted last 2 hours of my time telling me clearly made up stories about what the hell happened to your face. I don't care, man. I have worked so hard to get to where I am in supervillainy. So hard. I went to #1 supervillain school. #1 supervillain school. It's called Harvard Business School, idiot. It cost me $100,000 to go to that place, and I barely get paid by you because you waste all of our money. You're always wondering why does Batman has all these cool toys and you don't have anything. Because Batman invests in technology, stupid. You invest in makeup and purple suits, that's a terrible investment strategy. Honestly, man, it would be one thing if you were just a terrible boss, but you worked hard, but you don't work hard. Every day I ask you, what did you do today? What did you do today? What did you do today? Every day you say, angry birds, angry birds, angry birds, angry birds. What is this, man? You just sit in your office listening to music. Every day I hear, every day I'm shuffling, every day I'm shuffling. You are doing none of the shuffling, man. I'm doing 100% of the shuffling. It would be one thing if you were just a bad boss. I could deal with that. But you're not a nice person. Like, I asked you to do me one favor. Just come to my child's birthday party as a normal clown. And what do? You come, you scare everybody. That boy Johnny's parents are suing me because you thought it would be so funny to slice his lips open. That is not cool, man. That is not appropriate birthday party clown behavior. If my mother was here, she would totally grind up your body parts. So I love movies. I love all movies. I love Bollywood movies. Bollywood movies are amazing. You guys like Bollywood movies? Yeah? So for those that don't know, Bollywood movies are almost always musicals. And I love old-timey Bollywood songs, like the ones that we grew up in from the 80s and 90s. And my favorite ones were the ones where they took a great American song and just ripped it off, right? So I like to think about what would happen if they took a great American song from today and turned it into a cheesy, crappy Bollywood song. So like, for example, I don't know, like Katy Perry's I Kissed a Girl, right? For those that don't know, Katy Perry's I Kissed a Girl is a song that a girl is singing about kissing another girl. The chorus of it is, I kissed a girl and I liked it, the taste of her cherry chapstick. Right, that's the chorus, remember the chorus. It would have to follow the formula of all Bollywood songs, which is, it would have to have a dance step that's really only sexy in India, right? It would have to have random sounds that come out of nowhere. It would have to have a girl running through a field, jumping, tripping, falling, breathing heavily, and then starting the song. So I think if you're going to take Katy Perry's I Kissed a Girl and turn it into a Bollywood song, it would start with obviously a dance step that's sexy only in Bollywood. So for example, then like random sounds like मैंने एक लड़की को किस किया हाय मुझे अच्छा लगा और सुनो मेरे भाई मैंने उसके होठों को किया थोड़ा लिक उसके होठ पे चेरी चैपस्टिक So my favorite Bollywood actor growing up was Amitabh Bachchan, and my favorite song of his was Jumma, right? It was a fun song, you could do dances to it, and it was a sweet song about this guy that just wants to kiss a girl named Jumma, right? And so I like to think about, like, let's say they did get married, and like now it's like 25 years later, right? And like, what would he be singing about now to Jumma, right? My guess is 25 years later, he really just wants to get into the bathroom, right? So like I imagine the song would go something like, Arey o Chumma, meri jaane man, bahar nikal, mujhe jaana hai, kaam zaruri hai, pressure aa gaya, tu please jaldi na, mujhe mat aur tadpa, अरे तू बोली थी पानी पूरी खा, हाय अब पेट में गड़बड़ हो गया, हाय आज मुझे जाना है, तो 12 Jumma toilet de de, Jumma toilet de de, Jumma. Thank you. So I'll close with this. You know, people are always asking me, Anish, you're up there, you're talking about your family, you're talking about your personal life, your relationships. What is it like to be up there, right? And it's hard to describe like what's going through your head while you're up here. And so I thought that the best way to do that was I'm going to close with a song that really, every time a relationship has ended on me, I like to listen to this song because it helps me get through it, okay? So I'm going to sing the song, but so that you can see what it's like to be up here, the thoughts that are going through my head will be displayed on the screen behind me, okay? Just live as they come in there through sort of, you know, comedy magic, okay? So the song is James Blunt's Goodbye, My Lover. Okay? Did I disappoint you or let you down? Should I be feeling guilty or let the judges frown? 'Cause I saw the end before we'd begun. Yes, I saw you were blinded and I knew I had won. So I took what's mine by eternal right, took your soul out into the night. It may be over, but it won't stop there. I am here for you if you'd only care. You touch my heart, you touch my soul, change my life and all my goals. Love is blind and that I knew when my heart was blinded by you. I'll pause on this one. I kissed your lips and held your hand, shared your dreams and shared your bed. I know you well, I know your smell, I am addicted to you. Goodbye, my lover, goodbye, my friend. You have been the one, you have been the one for me. Goodbye, my lover, goodbye, my friend. You have been the one, you have been the one for me. I am a dreamer, and when I wake, you can't break my spirit. It's my dreams you take. And as you move on, remember me, remember us and all we used to be. I've seen you cry, I've seen you smile, I've watched you sleeping for a while. I'd be the father of your child, I'd spend a lifetime with you. I know your fears and you know mine. We've had our doubts, but now we're fine. And I love you, I swear that's true. I cannot live without you. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. Thank you all very much, Anish Shah.
Anish Shah, everybody,
Hope you enjoyed the laughs and learned a little bit about an amazing charity. Once again, if you liked it, we're asking you to do 3 simple things. Number 1, make a donation. The suggested donation is $25, but honestly we'll take whatever you can spare. Every dollar counts. To make a donation, depending on what site you're watching this on, look to your right or click the link in the video description, or to make it simple, just go to saveamother.org. Number 2, share this video with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. And 3, hug the next mom you see, preferably one who knows who you are. Once again, if you liked it, donate, share, and hug.
Any engaged couples out there? Any engaged couples? Anyone? No one's engaged? Any newly married couples? Yes? You? Kimmy? Where's your husband? San Francisco. That doesn't help me at all.
Any other newly married couples out there? Where? Right there? All right, you sir, come on up here. So one of the things, come on up. What's your name, by the way, sir? Rahul. Give it up to Rahul, everybody. Glad to see you, Rahul.
Is going to be on the spot now?
You are. You're going to be on the spot. So one of the things in my culture, I don't know if you guys do this, in our family, one of the things that we do is when a couple gets married, right, the girl gets, all the married women come and whisper advice into her ear, right? And it's unfair because the man never gets advice, right? And so I thought I would take this opportunity to whisper some advice into Rahul's ear. Are you ready, Rahul?
I am.
Do you remember happiness, Rahul?
It's getting blurred by the day, but it's there.
Rahul, your job is to be quiet. Do you remember your single guy friends that you go out drinking with?
Yes.
They're going to be replaced by couple friends. And couple friends suck. Couple friends make you come and look at their baby. Their baby sucks. One day your wife is going to read an article about apple picking. I know you don't know what apple picking is, Rahul. That's because you have a She's going to read about apple picking up in Sacramento. And she's going to say, Rahul, we should go apple picking. And you're going to say, honey, I don't want to drive all the way to Sacramento to go apple picking when we can just go to the grocery store and buy some apples. You're going to go apple picking. Someday in the near future, you're going to be having an argument, and she'll say, Rahul, do whatever you want. Don't do whatever you want. She's going to say, Rahul, I trust you. You're an adult. You can make your own decisions. Do whatever you want. She doesn't trust you, you're not an adult, and there's no way you can make your own decisions, Rahul. She's going to say, no, seriously, Rahul, do whatever you want. Think about what you want to do and do the opposite of that. Thank you for letting me whisper awkwardly into your ear. Maybe next time a Q-tip.
I just want to say, everything that he said was because he was a comic. But I think getting married is great. It's been 7 months since I've been married, and I've been so happy. But I think this guy is great, and you should listen to his comics. He's doing it for a great cause, and he's at least
I would.